Now, if you're following along with me, you might want to imagine looking at yourself from your guide's perspective. If your guide or guides are coming, into your energy field, what is it like for them to feel you? What are they seeing? How do they perceive you? Your energy. You might see colors, imagine colors that they would see when they look at you, or feelings, or a sense of solidity, or a flightiness, or they may be tuning into something like your heart, especially or your grounding, and seeing if you're grounded, connected to the earth. How do they perceive you? You've got to just kind of let go of thinking of doing this right or wrong, because it's your imagination that will help you know the answer to these questions, or gut sense. Or you may feel in your heart a certain feeling that you know they are perceiving as you. I often will feel my clients' energies in my body and work out from within my body to tell them how they're feeling and how to shift what's in their heart, what's in their bodies, or even their minds. Okay, so let's go back now, and how are you perceiving the frequencies that have joined you? And if you can't get a body sense of it, that's fine, because some people just channel words and never feel a thing in their body. Some people feel feelings in their bodies and never get words. When I first started channeling, I started channeling with a friend who would be tickled by the guides so that she would know they were present. And then when she complained about that, she started to have to itch her head, scratch her itchy head, and so that she knew they were in. They were trying to make it obvious. But she never really did get verbal. She's a wonderful healer through her hands now. Some people get images that they don't know how to interpret. Some people get music and songs. When I am deepest in the channeling state, it's a real stillness inside in my center. For me, often at first at least, and it depends on who I'm channeling and who I'm channeling to, sometimes the words feel like they're in pockets that are hanging around in my aura, and I have to open the pocket, and there's just feelings inside those pockets of information, and I have to find the words for them. It's similar to how I used to feel when I wrote poetry, to have a feeling and have to find the words for it. With some beings I channel, that's all I'll ever get, and it's quite a bit of work sometimes for me to find the perfect word to express the meaning that comes through me. And it's interesting channeling. For instance, I recently channeled someone who was dear to me who didn't speak English and had recently died. And so I was able, in a channeling state, to find the English for the meanings she was trying to give me. And it was delightful to be able to talk to her. For once the language barrier was not there. But that did take some effort. when I channel nature beings, sometimes I have to stretch enormously to find words for their experience and their transmissions. Other nature beings speak beautiful English and just give me the words. And just like some guides are very verbal, and some guides, with some people's guides are not very verbal at all, and sometimes not a lot of words come through, but some wonderful uplifting energies or healing energies come through. So when you get into the center, into that center where you're like an empty space or an empty vase, and things are happening within that empty space that is you. And the biggest sense of selfhood may be in a really deep state of channeling, just the movement and the perception of what is happening in the empty space that I am. It's kind of like being the ocean and watching the fish swim by and trying to find words to describe them, or to feel the currents and trying to find words for that. In that space, then some of those currents may have words right in them, and you just let them flow through you and flow through your throat chakra and out. And you try to not censor, and you may not even really understand what you're saying until later. It may seem like gobbledygook is coming out of you when you're actually doing the channeling, and then later you listen and realize you said some very profound things. And I think the more you are enjoying that space, that silence, in which it all happens, probably the better the work you're doing. Because ultimately, it's about energy. Energy can come out through words, and then those words carry that energy. And I think this is what makes channeled words so potent, because often the words are merely the dressing, the outer clothing of the energy of the words, of the meanings. So what I'm going to do now is just invite you to match my vibration. If you're watching this in a space where you can do that, I am holding a vibration of the stillness that is verbally oriented. And if you can feel the energy coming out from me to you, and just match that energy, just feel it, just respond to it. You might even feel a little bit tickled in the throat chakra. I can feel my throat chakra getting huge now. And radiating out to you. And we'll leave it at that. May your channeling experiences all be beautiful. May you come to know the interconnectedness of all of us, human, non-human, beyond human, as you play in the sea of energy. And may your channeling bless the world.